Oh, oh. I got the wrong instrument. And, oh, I'll just set it right here. My name is Foster Brooks. And I was going to play a duet. Tony and I were going to play the banjo together. I've been taking lessons from Tony for 10 years. Tony wishes that I'd stayed on the other side of the ocean. Well, he doesn't say that, but he keeps saying I should retire. And I said, well, I like what I'm doing. And he said, no, I mean learning how to play the banjo. But I figured this is quite an occasion. I begged a bit of this music. I had it all planned here. I'll just move the music on. I won't be needing that anymore. But I really am happy. I'm so glad to be here this evening. It's quite an occasion, you know. 50 years. Whoa! They go by so fast. I don't remember much of them myself. But I was celebrating 50 years of marriage. Actually, it was 50 years, but it took 3 wives to do it. Unfortunately, 2 of my wives met with a very unfortunate accident. They died suddenly. My first wife, she died from eating poison mushrooms. My second wife died from a fractured skull. She wouldn't eat her mushrooms. I still remember the night that I got married. God, I'll never forget it. I tried. But I'm here tonight, and I don't think I'm in bad shape, but here I am. You know, like a lot of you people, you probably wake up in the morning and have a glass of orange Tang. Well, Tang is all right, but I make my own. I make it out of prunes. Orange Tang is great, but I like a little prune Tang once in a while. You have a big bass out here, and I was thinking I'd go out to try and join up again. I was in the Naval Air Force myself. Naval, you ever tried forcing air through a naval? I was talking to Tony the other day, and he said, I hear your country is going to be making one of these new ships, and they're going to fly it to the sun. And I said, yeah, my brother-in-law told me about it. And I told him, I said, fly it to the sun? You've got to be a little crazy. I mean, you'll burn up before you get halfway. And my brother-in-law says, that's all right, we're going at night. My wife's father was a Polish sea captain. She doesn't talk about it. And when he died, like you do sometimes, you know, his last request was that he be buried at sea. 2 of my brother-in-laws drowned trying to dig his grave. She had a lot of brother-in-laws. Another one of her brother-in-laws, we used to get on a we get on to New York to visit them once in a while. And one of the brother-in-laws, he said, would you like to go fishing? And I said, well, yeah. So we got in the car, and he drove us down to this lake, and And we needed some bait, so we went into this place that had a big bait sign. And I asked the guy, I said, how much is your bait? And he said, well, I can let you have all you want for $1. My brother-in-law said, I'll take $2 for it. I had another brother-in-law, and you know when the lake froze over out here this winter is never going to end. When it froze over, and he came to visit me, and he and his wife, and I said, you want to go ice fishing? Yeah, but I couldn't go at the time, so he went alone. And he came back with, never been fishing before, but he came back with 200 pounds of ice. We just had a funeral. His wife cried and they both drowned. I really, it's cold out here. But, oh boy. I'm just thinking of something to say here. Oh, Tony was telling me he had a physical. He had a physical. He went to the doctor to find out how he was, you know, and he said, Tony, you're in great shape. For the shape you're in, sound like me. He said, we just got one little test you got to do. I want you to take this bottle home tonight with you, and after dinner, before you go to bed, you just take this to the bathroom and make sure I get it back tomorrow sometime. And if it doesn't turn out cloudy, you are in top health. Now remember, not cloudy, you are in great shape. So Tony went to bed that night and he was saying his prayers and he was saying, Lord, please let me make this one thing perfectly clear.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bill Hogan, and please, have a nice time, but forget about Froster. Drive responsibly. Good night.